Morning, folks. Welcome to the Political Blowback Podcast. The big news of the day, Peter Hegseth and Donald Trump have responded to the riots in the city of Los Angeles, and they're resolute in saying that they're going to be sending the National Guard in to restore order. That's an interesting turn of events, and I'm going to explain how these riots could conceivably be mitigated and peace and order can be restored. I don't personally believe that bringing in the National Guard in the manner in which they have done is the solution. I think law and order is very, very important to maintain and establish. But I also believe that the administration needs to take stock of what they have done leading up to this point. In many, many cases, you have had ICE agents who have accosted people on the street, in their homes, wherever they may happen to be, and the ICE agents come and they have a mask on, they don't show a badge, and there's no due process. They're just, in the past they have just simply uprooted people and deported them without any hearing, without any democratic checks and balances. First thing I'd like to do is I'd like to read to you the statement by Peter Hegseth, who is head of the United States military. He says, the violent mob assaults on ICE and federal law enforcement are designed to prevent the removal of criminal illegal aliens from our soil, a dangerous invasion facilitated by criminal cartels, also known as foreign terrorist organizations, and a huge national security risk. Under President Trump, violence and destruction against federal agents and federal facilities will not be tolerated. It's common sense. The Department of Defense is mobilizing the National Guard immediately to support the federal law enforcement in Los Angeles, and if violence continues, active duty Marines at Camp Pendleton will also be mobilized. They are on high alert. I think that's a very, very interesting statement by Mr. Hegseth. I think if the administration really wanted a peaceful resolution, the president would do what other presidents in these situations have done in the past. They meet with civil rights leaders. They try to find a peaceful solution. They try to encourage people just to calm down. And I think, specifically in this case, I think it's important that Donald Trump takes stock on what has happened here. Let's look at, very briefly, at the insurrection on January 6th. There was an instance where the very institution of democracy was under siege and was under assault, and there was violence, and there was significant damage to property that the taxpayers owed. Did Donald Trump call in the National Guard at that point? No, of course he didn't. He's very selective about when he's going to call in the National Guard and when he feels it's appropriate. If he were to say, we're going to call in the National Guard, we're going to encourage peace, we encourage protest, but not in any violent terms. It has to be peaceful. Maybe that's fair game, but the optics of it, the way it looks to me, is we're just calling in the National Guard, and we're going to be there to intimidate people. People have a right to be very, very concerned. The manner in which they have been uprooting people whether they're, legally or illegally in the country, that gives rise to grave concern. Because when there is no due process, what that possibly can mean is if they don't like the way someone looks at them, if there's no due process, they're out of the country. They're finding themselves in a jail in El Salvador. And probably it doesn't matter if you're a citizen or not. It's well within the scope of their effort to try that. And that's very, very concerning. Now, Gavin Newsom has displayed some leadership here with his statement that he released on social media. He says, the federal government is taking over the California National Guard and deploying 2,000 soldiers in Los Angeles, not because there is a shortage of law enforcement, but because they want a spectacle. And he says, don't give them one. Never use violence. Speak out peacefully. Now, regardless of your opinion of Gavin Newsom, by virtue of that statement, that is the responsible thing to do. He's trying to get everybody to calm down, not to escalate. Right? I think the important thing here is that the Trump administration really would do well to take stock of their modus operandi and say, absolutely, it's fair game. If people are in the country illegally, they have a right to uproot those people and to deport them. But do it with due process. Do it with dignity. Don't send cowardly ICE agents out with masks on and not show a badge and just uproot people and put them on a plane. Okay? That's very, very concerning. Do the people of Los Angeles have a point of concern? Yes, they do. It's a huge concern. And again, it's because the Trump administration will not learn anything. Their posture is, this is what we're doing. We probably fully understand that it's not a democratic process, but we really don't care. We're doing it, and you're going to like it. It's going to be interesting to see how these events unfold in Los Angeles. We're going to be watching it very closely. And I'm just going to once again remind everybody that if you enjoy these little podcasts, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like and maybe even a share. And let's see what happens in Los Angeles moving forward. You have a great day. Bye for now.